Hello everyone. In this lecture, we will see the for loops. A for loop is used for in iterating over a sequence. It may be a list, a tuple, a dictionary, a set, or a string, or a range function, a range sequence. Okay, we already learned all these forms, the data types. The pattern is like this. For this is the iterating variables. Yeah, any variables you can name it any name, n, I, g, or item, or whatever you want here in a sequence. You see this sequence. Then the statement. If this statement is true, then maybe we said this condition is true, then the statement will be, or statements will be executed. Okay, let's see an example first. For example, we have fruit list, apple, cherry, and so on and so forth. We want to use for loops. We can write for item in. That means for the item in this fruit list. Fruit list. If this is true, we print the item. Okay, if the item, for the items in the list, we print. If not, stop. Okay, let's run. Is for loop name loop. You see it types all the items until all these loops finished if no items in the sequence in this flow list. Okay. Yeah, it's a very simple one. I hope you will understand for this in this sequence. Okay. And yeah, this example. And also there are break statement. Sometimes we use the break statement stops the loop before it would finish the looping. Okay, there's still this one. We go through it quickly. Here we add if items equal orange. This is true. We break. We only want to find, for example, if there's an orange. If we find orange, then stop. We needn't to go over the rest fruit. We can think in this way. Okay, we just put if for example we put here let's run. Oh, there's something wrong, I think. So many files. Close this. We get print if items we break. The problem is here, the indent. For Python, you should be aware that there's an indent. In fact, if you type, it automatically indent. Or you use the tab key, you see, or for space here, for space. You see, we get apple, cherry, orange, then stopped. Okay, this loop exists when item is orange. It includes orange, but how about we don't want to the orange? We can do in this way. We just write print items at the end. We just move, you see. We just move the print at the end. Something you can make the indent for space or tab key. No less one. You see, these times we omit the orange. That also makes sense. Sometimes we just want to check some things before one we really familiar with. For example, here we just check the items before orange, because the list items are ordered. You see there's index. Okay, this one, the difference, the one print first and the print at the end. You can see clearly the difference. Okay, let's see. We also can use continuous statement. It works the same. It works as the skip and items. Just now we already learned in the while loop. Okay, we just go through it quickly. Float list. For items in float list, if items is orange, we continue. That means we don't care about this orange. We just care about other items. So if we check and there's orange, we just skip it. So if you run, we got apple, banana, then cherry, skip the orange, then continue melon, grape. Okay, you can practice it. It is easy. We already know what's the for loop, for in. This is the important things. And also, there's a range function. We already talked about this in the complex data types. The range, we can start from 0 and then an increase by 1. This is the default. And ends at specific numbers. Here, I just go through it quickly. We already learned. Range 6, if we want to print or show the different values, we can for n in range 6, print n. Okay, we already mentioned this. Here, it is more clearly after we learn this for in. okay, the for loops. And also we learned there's an end number. The beginning, the default is 0, but we can name, assign any numbers. Here's 2, start from 2. You see the end, but not include these numbers. This is the step. You see, we are step 2. Here's 2, 4, 6. Not 1, but the step is 2 here. We already learned all this. Okay. Also, we can use else in a for loop. The else key in a for loop specified a block of code to be executed when the loop is finished. Okay, this one I think also very easy to understand. So we just go through this quickly. We have this flu list. For items in the flu list, we print all the items. But when not true anymore, we can think for the items is not a flu list. We already go over all these things. We stopped, but we want to tell others we already finished, or this is the end. We can add else. Else print this is the end. Okay, we can use this, but it seems like we delete this, then we just print this is the end, the same. But here I just want to tell you, you can put else here. Okay. And also, if the loop breaks, the else block is not executed. For example, here, we already write the break here. You see, we write here, break print items, else print. This will be not executed. Even the orange, we already explained in this way. If we write a break here, print at the end, this orange will not be printed, included. Okay, we already talked about this. And there's one more thing. There's nest loops. What is nest loops? A nest loop is a loop inside a loop. We also call it is inner loop. It executes one time for each iteration of the outer loop. Okay, let's see the example. Attribute list. For example, this is some attribute of fruit, of some fruits, red, big, sweet. We have also a fruit list. This one, we use a for loop. For x in attribute list, in this list. For y, be careful, here we call this nest loop. This loop is nest loop. It is in another loop. In this loop, for x in attribute. See, there's a nest loop here. There's a indent for space or the tab key. For y in the float list, y in this list, we print x, y. Okay. See, we got this result. We got red, x, we take red, y in the float list, we take y, we got red apple, we take y, banana, you see we got red apple, red banana, red cherry, big, all these characters and the float. But we can do oppositely. For example, we put this loop for x in the attributes list. Let's do it together to see the results. We just change the order. See, how about this y? We print y first, x less, right? See, we got apple red, apple big, apple sweet. You see this? Okay, this is the lecture for the end of this session. For the next session, we will learning the built-in functions of Python. Okay, thank you. See you then.